Hey, what's going on, everyone? Dan the Glass Man here. You're watching the Glass Man's World. And tonight, we're going to be talking about this lady right here. So, this lady has become pretty well known in the last week. She's already become pretty well known for the last few years. And for us, she's our governor here in New Mexico. And so, we have Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, and she apparently last Friday she took it upon herself to ban the U.S. Constitution and to ban the Second Amendment from, I believe, from all New Mexicans, or at least for Albuquerque and surrounding areas, Bernalillo County. As I do believe it's for parts of New Mexico, so I do believe it's specifically for us and for our region here in Albuquerque. So there's a 47-minute long full news conference put on by KOAT7 here, and here let me just zoom in a little bit, and you'll be able to actually see a little bit better. Sorry about that. You'll be able to see, hopefully. And maybe not. Well, what happened? I thought I had this set up to where you could read it. Let me, maybe things got unplugged here. Let me see if I can, hold on. Let me see if I can just change this for you here. Let's see if we can change this. There we go. Change the contrast there. And maybe even bring down the brightness there. Alright. I don't know if that's too dark. Alright, well, now you can see what's going on here. And maybe we'll be able to see this here still, because it's a little dark now. It is quite dark, actually. So, this video here is Michelle Lujan Grisham, and oh, you know what it is? Also, we got these lights on back here. Oh, is that the light? All right. So, last Friday, she took it upon herself to ban the Second Amendment, guys. This is pretty huge. I mean, she knew exactly what she was doing. She knew that the individuals here that are sitting next to her weren't going to go along with it. She understood that. Apparently, she spoke to the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office, and a few minutes prior. So this has really been unfolding quite quickly. So much has happened. Because of what's been going on with this, Friday, the weekend, I don't know what I was doing, but I do know that it took me like maybe that night or a few hours later or the next morning to where I finally listened to this and watched what she was talking about. Like, oh my gosh, she's really gonna try and ban guns here. So what she said in this conference was that she wasn't gonna infringe on the Second Amendment, that she was going to allow for legal gun owners to be able to possess their guns on private property. So you were not going to be able to open carry or even do concealed carry, which in our state here in New Mexico, we have an open carry law. You know, I can carry a knife on me, or if I was permitted to carry a gun, I could carry a gun without having to worry about it. And so she was basically trying to ban our Second Amendment right here in New Mexico. And so that's huge. There are so many gun owners here. There are so many individuals who are all about the Constitution here. And she really messed up. So this is unfolded and unraveled so quickly that I've created a playlist now. And the playlist here is New Mexico gun ban 2023. And in this gun ban, we already have 17 videos, guys. So as you can see here, let me just zoom in for you so you can see this. We got 17 videos on the New Mexico gun ban 2023. And on this screen here, you can see, here, let me make sure we can see all the videos here of what we have. And so I just started compiling these. One of the most important ones is Sheriff Allen. He reiterates the stance on gun ban non-enforcement. So 11 hours ago, Sheriff Allen, our Bernalillo County Sheriff Allen here, he basically stated that he wasn't going to uphold it. Like right away, he came out and stated he wasn't going to uphold it. This is a video here by ABQ Raw. Sorry about that. I believe that's James Freeman, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he has another channel of his own and ABQ Raw. I hope I'm not mixing up two individuals. So he posted this video here 11 hours ago. And on this video here,
once I read a short statement, I will answer some questions. As we all know, Governor...
Here, I'll just let him speak real quick.
For Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Oh, my computer's going to have issues?
Issued an emergency temporarily suspending open and concealed carry laws for the next 30 days in Bernalillo County. Let me start by saying I'm holding this press conference and to answer many other people's questions, not only on social media, but directly to my phone. One, this is not grandstanding, nor is this to bring attention to myself. We must always remember, not only are we protecting the Second Amendment, but at the same time, we have a lot of violence within our community.
Yes, we do.
Let me be clear. I hold my standards high, and I do not, or never will, hedge on what is right. And I take my oath seriously. In reference to concealed carry and open carry, the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office will not enforce this segment of the order. While I understand the urgency, the temporary ban challenges the foundations of our Constitution, but most importantly, it is unconstitutional. My oath was to protect the Constitution, and that is what I will do. The governor made it clear in her press conference. She knew we as law enforcement did not agree with the order, and as a result, this was solely her decision. Other than this ban being unconstitutional, here are other reasons why I will not enforce the order. One, what many forget, is I have enough violence here in Bernalillo County. I do not want to have political violence towards my deputies or here in Bernalillo County. My job is to keep the peace and to make sure that the citizens of Bernalillo County are safe, and I do not believe that this order will help me do so. I'm a law enforcement professional. This order will not do anything to curb gun violence other than punish law-abiding citizens from their constitutional right to self-defense.
Right.
Let me give you a personal story. Last week, as I'm sitting here as the sitting sheriff, I get a phone call that my brother also was a victim of gun violence last week that many of you do not know. While he and my nephew were sitting in their car, they were shot at and their vehicle was impacted by numerous rounds. How can I, as a sheriff, tell him to put his firearms away and not be able to protect himself? I have a fact for you. Criminals do not follow the law or a public health order. Never seen it, we will never see criminals follow the law. Once again, this only punishes law-abiding citizens. What I also want to address is what we're doing on the gun violence here in Bernalillo County and helping in the state of New Mexico. It is quite irritating for me to see how this 30-day ban completely overshadowed the robust conversations that we had with the governor in the office on what we are going to do to curb gun violence and for people to stop being victims. We had arguments, but again, we had solutions. We had an 11-year-old that was senselessly killed, but there are also many other numerous victims of gun violence, not just here in Bernalillo County, but our nation. A couple of things that I will be asking to do as we get serious. I will take your questions, but let me tell you what we're going to do because we do need to not overshadow what we need to do to keep our citizens safe. I will be asking the crime reduction director for our agency, the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office, to lead a task force of various law enforcement agencies to focus on crimes with firearms. I will have continued meetings for early intervention of not only adult, but youth offenders. I am respectfully requesting, as an elected official, to please consider a special session to specifically address crime, not just in Bernalillo County, but for the state of New Mexico. We need to look at solutions to address violent crimes involving juveniles with firearms, adults with firearms, pretrial release, harsh state penalties for violent crimes, which also involve a firearm. Collaboration and planning will and continue with the Mayor of Albuquerque, Tim Keller, Chief of New Mexico State Police, Troy Weisler, Chief of the Albuquerque Police Department, Harold Medina, and District Attorney, Sam Bregman. I will also be contacting federal entities such as the FBI and the U.S. Attorney to assist us and make sure we work as a team to curb gun violence and so many other crimes that we see in Bernalillo County. At this time, I will take some questions.
All right, so we'll just leave it at that there.
Did the governor give you any kind of heads up about this order? And while you said you won't be enforcing it, do you even see a realistic way that it could be enforced?
Trying to pause
The
it here.
governor, to her credit, just gave us a head up minutes before the press conference. We expressed to her that we do not agree with it.
All right. So that was Sheriff Allen, Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office here in Bernalillo County. We're right here. Albuquerque is Bernalillo County. This video is by Raw ABQ, or sorry, ABQ Raw, who I believe is James Freeman. And so you can see that we have all these videos over here on the New Mexico Gun Ban 2023. And the last video that we watched here, so there's a lot of videos here. Legal professor analyzes 30-day ban on publicly carrying guns. Albuquerque gun store owner weighs in on temporary gun ban. Sheriff Allen, that's the one we just watched, reiterates stance on the gun ban non-enforcement. He will not be enforcing it. His officers will not be enforcing it. Creates a fatality in Albuquerque's war zone. This is also uploaded by ABQ Raw. This was actually the day after she put the ban on, so people were wondering what would happen at that point. We have a 51-minute Governor Lujan Grisham holds a news conference on gun violence. That's the original one, I believe. The name released of the 11-year-old and the road rage incident and what caused all of it. The Dodge Durango ST SUV, possible suspect vehicle. Police release info on the suspect car in the road rage shooting near Isotopes Park. And APD shares suspect photos. The photos were really, really, really horrible, as you can see. Here, let me scroll down here. Actually, as you can see right here, it's pretty bad. APD shares photos of suspect vehicle right there. The other day, so on Sunday, we actually went out to the state fair, and a really cool announcement. I won Best of Show for my glass hot air balloons. The original hot air balloons, the original 13 hot air balloons from 1972, I replicated in glass, and I won Best of Show. We were at the state fair on Sunday, but had I not gone to the fair, I may have gone down to Old Town, where we had many gun owners show up to Old Town in a peaceful protest against the governor's ban. And the Second Amendment 2A protesters gathered to protest MLG's Michelle Lujan Grisham's gun ban. That's also ABQ Raw. Tyrannical governor banning gun rights. Langley Outdoors Academy. So we start going into national news with this, guys. KOB4, gun owners rally in Albuquerque to protest public health order. A public health order. I just saw this also. A shooter's den here in Albuquerque took an individual's gun, and now he might be facing some sort of a backlash for that as well. New Mexico lawmakers call for impeachment. So now we have impeachment going on, and the Gun Owners Association of America is now suing the GOA sues New Mexico governor. Interview with Sam Paredes. So they are now calling for impeachment of Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham. This is serious, guys. Our Second Amendment, our constitutional amendment, is under attack here in New Mexico. And this is now in national news, probably global news. You know, this is probably really big.
The backlash on the governor's decision is really everywhere you look.
And
but now
bring
some
this up
state
here.
lawmakers
So this
are
is
actually trying to
KLB4
get
here,
her
our
out of
local
The governor
news.
says she expected the backlash over this new public health order, and
So-
now it's ramping up today.
Tamara Lopez joins us, and Tamara, two lawmakers are looking at what they're calling drastic and unprecedented measures against the governor here.
Yeah, Tessa, that's right. Some Republican state lawmakers are now saying the governor violated her oath of office, and now they want to remove her from that office.
Yeah, they
It's
do.
kind of a lengthy process. It's kind of very wonky, but it is unprecedented. Unfortunately, this is what we've had to come to.
State Representative Republican John Block of District 51 in Otero County is talking about the process of impeachment, which he says is now on the table after Governor Michelle Lujan
Yeah.
Grisham's latest public health order.
So right now we're getting the impeachment articles drafted. Those are currently in the drafting stage, but essentially it's going to be talking about her abuse of power by unilaterally usurping all authority from the Constitution and violating her oath of office.
Block says he and Republican Representative Stephanie Lord of Bernalillo and Torrance counties are working together on articles of impeachment against the governor.
I was horrified at her absolute overreach on our
So it's
Second
happening,
Amendment.
guys.
But basically, she put her right hand up and said, "Oh, just kidding, I'm not going to obey my oath." And now we're in the situation where people are extremely frustrated.
They say they've seen backlash to the governor's decision from both sides of the aisle.
You see Democrats, you see Republicans, you see independents saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is a total power grab, and it's an infringement on our constitutional rights.
In a tweet Monday, Democrat State Senator Joe Cervantes of Doña Ana County called on the governor to rescind her order, calling it unconstitutional. We reached out to the Democratic Party of New Mexico for comment on the order and possible impeachment articles, and the party declined to comment. Monday afternoon, it became clear how unprecedented impeaching a New Mexico governor is. During a legislative council meeting, Republican State Representative Greg Neipert had to ask how the process works.
What I can provide to you is the procedures that were used for the 3 impeachment proceedings that were initiated since I've been here. 2005, 2011, and 2015, I believe. 3 different situations, different circumstances. There is nothing in statute or the Constitution or rule that provides specific guidelines on how that happens. The Constitution just simply says it is the sole responsibility of the House.
That's Raul Burciaga, director of the New Mexico Legislative Council, providing clarity on the situation. He added the legislature must be in session for impeachment to move forward, and says legislatures themselves will have to call an extraordinary session for that to happen, since the next regular session is in January.
We don't want to come to this point with impeachment, but unfortunately, what other
I think
remedies do
many
we have?
people do.
Now, we reached out to the governor's office for comment on the possible impeachment, and we also asked about a special session, calling for one, but we have not yet heard back. Now, Representative Block says he expects the articles of impeachment to completed this week, and we will definitely keep an eye out for any developments. Tessa? All right.
All right, you guys. So, the next video here is the Gun Owners of America Association, I believe, and they're actually suing New Mexico Governor Lujan Grisham. They are actually suing her. Let me see if why can't you read that? Interesting. There it is. All right, so this is uploaded by Gun Guy TV. I have not subscribed to him yet, as you can see. Most of the time, you guys see me subscribing to everyone. I personally, I'm not a gun owner. I've never owned a gun. I've used guns. I've shot guns in my teens, and in my youth I had BB guns and other guns and things like that. I've learned some gun safety and things, and I respect guns highly, so much to where I don't want to own one. I don't want to have to take someone's life with a gun. Now, there are many individuals who are gun owners, and they're legal gun owners through the Second Amendment. And that's the thing that I don't understand, is the Second Amendment basically gives us the law, the right to be a gun owner, and you shouldn't have to even register with the state or anything like that to let them know, hey, I'm a gun owner. Like, no, the Second Amendment right gives you that. The Second Amendment gives you that right. So this video here is them basically talking about suing the governor here. So I'm gonna let this play for a little while. I don't know if I'm going to let it play the whole 20 minutes, but we'll let this individual speak and, yeah, just have a listen here, guys.
Get out of my house, dude. They'll come through the door. I will shoot. Hi, I'm the Gun Guy. Thank you very much for all of your support of Gun Guy TV. I am super duper amazingly grateful. I really do appreciate it. New Mexico is a strange place just about now because the governor is completely whacked. And I've got Sam Paredes, who's going to join me here in just a minute. He is with Gun Owners of California and Gun Owners of America. GOA, among others, are suing the governor of New Mexico, and I have a feeling that she's going to lose spectacularly, if that's actually a word. But we'll get to Sam in just a minute. Right now, I just want to mention you might want to check us out on these other locations because YouTube sometimes deletes videos. Check us out on Twitter. I'm trying to get that to grow. Check us out on Rumble. I'm trying to get that to grow, or any of these places, whichever one you like the best. That's the place to be. And if you'd like to support the channel, please do that by going to GunGuyTVCrew.com. And you can sign up over there for exclusive content you can't get anywhere else. Okay, well, let's go talk to Sam. Sam, thank you very much for racing out of the Capitol to run into, you jacked somebody's car. I don't know. To talk about what's going on with New Mexico Governor Grisham, who is the poster child for tyranny just about now. And I understand, I've been following Eric and other people at GOA. You guys are going
I'm
after
gonna let
her
this
and
individual talk
taking
for
her
a
to
little
task
bit
to
here.
straighten this out. What's going on out there in New Mexico?
Well, Governor Lujan Grisham decided that she was king or queen or empress or something, and declared that the people's Second Amendment rights were going to be suspended by her executive order, something that is completely unconstitutional. Yeah, there are things that can happen in an emergency, like the world is coming apart or nuclear war or something like that. But the fact that there's crime in her state does not rise to the level of emergency that gives her any sort of special powers to suspend the Constitution. So she did that. And of course, GOA and GOF and even GOC, we were not going to stand still for that. So we filed a lawsuit asking for an immediate hearing, requesting a temporary restraining order from her executive order going into effect. So we're on it. Tomorrow we'll hear something about it, I think. There have been multiple lawsuits that have been filed. Ours is now first in line, and we're pretty proud of that. Very principle-based, and it clearly points out that the governor is just off her rocker, to the point at which there are a couple of members of her legislature that are calling for her impeachment. I know that there are people in the gun community that are calling for her to be arrested as a tyrant for breaking the law. And so
even Elon Musk came out and said, I mean, when you got David Hogg or whatever the heck that guy's name is saying this, now he's the most rabid anti-gun person on the planet. And even he thought it was wrong. Good grief. Elon Musk is like, how quickly can this person be removed from office? She's an attorney, isn't she? I mean, she's got to know that what she's doing is patently illegal. And so my question is, why can't we arrest these people when they do this stuff? She knows she's breaking the law. She knows she's violating her oath. She knows she's violating the Constitution. She knows as a governor of a state, she has no authority to do this, and yet she does it anyway. Thankfully, the local police chief and the DA have said, no, I'm not enforcing this, but if it were in a different place where they just got in lockstep with her, gun owners would be in deep trouble.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, don't put too much credence into David Hogg and his ilk. I think their concern is not that she did something unconstitutional, but that she might empower pro to a governors throughout the country to use the same tactic that she's used in order to declare an emergency, requiring people to have guns and protecting the Second Amendment. So I don't put much credence into their opposition, but you're right. And the fact of the matter is, in our Constitution and the Constitution of all of the states, people who are elected officials cannot be held criminally liable for actions that they take while they're in office, to supposedly performing their duties. So, but we do have different ways of addressing those issues, and those issues are in the courts, and that's what we're doing. Yeah, I'd love to have her arrested and thrown behind bars for being a tyrant, you know, with a poster of King George III on the wall of the cell, and you know.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Well, at the same time, I understand. I'm grateful for the DA, who obviously is an elected official.
All right, so guys, as you can see, there's a lot going on with this case. Elon Musk is talking about it. This has reached like global news, guys. This is so huge. And so I just wanted to reiterate that there is now this playlist here, the New Mexico Gun Ban 2023. It has 17 videos so far. I'm going to continue to upload here and share out the information. We are going to definitely be following the Gun Owners Association, California, Gun Owners of America, and see what's going to be happening with their litigations in court. We're going to definitely be following any local protests or anything. This is ABC News, guys. We're hitting. Well, I don't know. She put us on the map now for some unconstitutional 30-day ban. So she said that you can carry your guns on private property. So, you know, you can carry your guns in your own home. That's fine. You can't travel with them unless you put them in a lockbox and they have a trigger lock. So if you want to have one and carry one with you, you have to have it in a lockbox and have a trigger lock on it. Now, you know, the sheriff, when he was speaking earlier, he was talking about how his brother was in a situation, and how he was saying, you know, how can I tell my brother that he's going to have to put his guns up for 30 days when his brother just had a violent situation occur with his child. And so, you know, he knows it's unconstitutional. He knows that we have a legal right to carry. We have a constitutional right to bear arms. And it's specifically for in case we have to use it against a tyrannical government. And so that's what's happening right now. Is we have Governor Lujan Grisham, Michelle Lujan Grisham, who's our governor here in New Mexico, and she holds this conference, and as you can hear, she didn't speak to anyone until minutes before. And so yeah, there's all these videos here, guys. If you want to check it out, you know, please go to the playlist that I have here. I'm sure it'll be on the top of my playlist. And yeah, the last one here is the governor is getting sued, and their lawmakers are calling for impeachment. So we'll see what happens. As you heard in the last video, the impeachment, she can't be in office, so it'll have to happen during the next session, which is in January coming up. And I don't know what that means at that point, like what happens. So we're going to follow this as it unfolds. And it's amazing how many people are already talking about this. I haven't even added all the videos of all the people that are talking about it. It's pretty wild. But please check it out. And there's a lot of videos here. A lot of them are short, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes. This is the longest one right here, 20 minutes. It's not very long. There isn't many except for her conference, which I highly recommend you watching the whole thing so you can hear exactly what she had to say and how she expects everyone to be gun owners legally without actually having a right to carry or bear arms. All right, well, this is our governor here in New Mexico. A lot of things happening here, guys. And, today is also 9/11. Want to, just always keeping our thoughts and our prayers, the individuals of the buildings in New York and the horrible event that occurred there. And now we have prayers happening in Lahaina, Maui, and for all the people there and all the individuals who may have been lost in those fires. And so today is going to be one of those days that is just known in history. And now our governor is being sued and possibly getting impeached on 9/11. So much is going on in this world, you guys. Remember to go to the Glassman's World. Please be sure to like, subscribe, share. And also, when you get to my channel here at the Glassman's World, make sure that you go to the live feed here. This is where I do most of my videos. Only a few videos get uploaded, so make sure you go to the live tab here. And also be sure to check out the playlist and my community post as well. I put up a lot of daily posts and information on the community post here. And if you go to the playlist, you'll be able to see a lot going on. Plus, I have a podcast as well, the Glasscast, and we have videos there as well, so you can check those out. But on the playlist here, you should be able to scroll up. Oh, come on. There we go. So on the playlist, we got New Mexico Gun Ban 2023, Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta 2023, A View from Above. Be sure to follow me for Balloon Fiesta coming up. And as well, I'll be showing off the hot air balloons that I made and I won Best of Show. Crazy Albuquerque Maui fires and a whole bunch of other stuff that I got going on. I'm Dan the Glassman. You're watching the Glassman's World. Thank you so much for watching, and we will follow this situation as it unfolds. All right. Love and blessings. You guys have a good night. Thanks for watching.